So let us continue with Nash Therapeutic Study Streak. Somewhere it was paused because we were actively working on the website. And if you are new to my page or my profile, Homeo Setu, do log in to see the courses, the first few courses that we have launched on www.homeosetu.com. So, this is just the first few steps. It is going to be an incredible transformation for all homeopaths through the study courses, through the software, mobile apps, and the one to one support that we will be providing to each homeopath. How will it happen? When will it happen? You have to stay tuned, stay connected, because then only you will know the deep work that we are planning to do for the benefit of homeopathy, inch by inch and small steps at once. So let us start with today's Nash Therapeutics study streak, and the remedies that we will pick up are Thuja and Staph. So last time we studied the remedies, the remedy camphora basically. So today we'll pick up the next set of remedies which Dr. Nash has spoken in that order in his book Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics. And there is something interesting about both these remedies which we should learn to prescribe it better and become better homeopaths. So, number first thing, what Dr. Nash tells us that Hahnemann has told us that he recognizes three miasms and three top remedies for those three miasms. For soric, it is sulfur. For syphilitic, it is mercurius, and for psychotic, it is thuja. So, we need to understand how these three remedies will work on these three miasms. There is a lot of opposition of theories of Dr. Hahnemann, especially about this aspect. And it is also found that these remedies will help those states which seem to be obstructing the cure of other remedies. But whatever be the case, the remedies do work really well in each of the antisoric, antisyphilitic, or antipsychotic cases. Now, what is the scope and where is the scope of Thuja as a antipsychotic remedy? He gives a description of first few lines: figworts, gonorrheal, condylomata, suppressed gonorrhea. These are the states which back in 1800, 1900 troubled every layman, every common man. They are now extinct, or you can't see them on the surface as a prominent symptom, but those things are already there in the system and they are reflected in the form of warts or other psychotic manifestations. So the root is there from the past ancestors, but the branches are seen differently. If you know how to recognize these branches, you will be able to prescribe this set of remedies, or specifically thuja as antipsychotic remedy. So he gives a case of enuresis which had resisted many well indicated remedies. Dr. Nash, in his book Leaders in Homeopathic Therapeutics, gives cases after cases after cases in each remedy to give us the confidence that yes, it can help in all the different sets of possibilities. So, the case of enuresis, which seemingly resisted all the well indicated remedies, and the homeopath was about to fail when he saw the warts on the hands and gave thuja. Few drops of thuja cured the enuresis. And our class of homeopaths in 2025 are struggling to cure simple to complex diseases, even though something which is so simplified and easy mentioned in our source books. So with thuja, a case of enuresis got cured. And this also brings to me the thought that there is a collection of 12 to 15 cases of enuresis which I have compiled. The recording is uh, planned to be put on my website www.homeosetu.com. So if you are new to this channel or this profile, Homeosetu, you should log into this website and you will get access to renal calculus management. The course is live. You will get access to calcaneal spur management and some interesting mind rubrics that we pick up in classical homeopathy. There is a lot of talk about metaphorical interpretation of the mind rubrics, which I would probably not support for the initial days of a homeopath. So if you are new to homeopathy or new to my channel, you can go on to the website, you can log, you can watch an excerpt, what is there in the course, and you can get access. And nocturnal enuresis, 12 to 15 cases are planned to be put up on the website very soon by this month end. So with Thuja, Dr. Nash cured a case of enuresis which resisted well-known remedies just by looking at the hand and lot of warts on the hand. You should have this ability to pick up small symptoms which are of maximum value from the patient. Only then your prescriptions will improve, your confidence will be boosted. So going further, Dr. Nash tells us that sulfur is not the only antisoric, mercury is not the only antisyphilitic, and thuja is not the only antipsychotic. There are many other remedies like we will need Staph aureus, we will need sabina, we will need cinnabaris, we will need nitric acid for using as antipsychotic or antisyphilitic medicines or antisoric. And Thuja, Agaricus, and Lyco are probably a bit overproven remedies. That is why we get stuck in those remedies only. So you have to break your prejudices. Once you start realizing that other remedies can also serve as intercurrent, your prescriptions will improve, your practice will improve. Next, Dr. Nash speaks about symptoms of Thuja. All the mind symptoms which are prominently seen: fixed ideas, limbs made of glass, animal in abdomen, influence of superpower, all these are psychotic symptoms. You will see different branches of these symptoms in the different patients. Some patients will tell you that I want to sleep in this particular place only then I'll get sleep. This is a fixed idea. Some patients will tell you that I get messages from a deeper instinct, intuition, clairvoyance. This is also a kind of a psychotic behavior, or it can be tubercular. And headaches of psychotic origin, hair falling, chalazion, tarsal tumors, all these things will also be helped by Thuja. Discharges are like pulsatilla green mucus, and warts on the outside of the nose, eruptions on the wings of the nose will be helped by Thuja as a remedy. TK at the root of the teeth, but the crown remains sound. Tell me how many homeopaths examine the patient, especially the teeth. So there are two sets of examinations that, as a homeopath, we need to do, and there is some data which I have collected, and I'll be putting up online on our website www.homeosetu.com. The data is about, in fact, the information and the data is about clinical examination by homeopaths from the diagnostic point of view, from the homeopathic point of view. Once you know that, your job to prescribe remedies, your job to diagnose and then prescribe the remedies becomes easier, because you need to do two things simultaneously. One thing is to see the diagnosis, what is happening in the case. Other thing is to find the path to the diagnosis and therapeutics of homeopathic medicine. And for Thuja, what Dr. Nash writes is very much well evident. You need to examine the teeth of the patient teeth will decay at the root, crown remains sound. We all check tongue, but we never check the teeth. We never check the nails. We never check the folds of the skin where we will find lot of warts which are hidden. All these are psychotic traits, and the prescriptions will be very simple. You need not interpret, you need not complicate things. Things are easier in front of the eye. For Thuja, Dr. Nash also mentions vaccination elements from which we all study from academic point of view, from the college point of views, examination point of views, and there are a lot of anal troubles like fissures, hemorrhoids, and lot of warts in that region. This is nothing but the orifices which have the psychotic manifestations. Earlier it was the sexual diseases, gonorrhea and chlamydia and everything. Now it is condensed in the form of warts. Antim-crude, graphitis, and silicea are the other three remedies which Dr. Nash mentions as cognates for such conditions. Next remedy, what we'll cover, and this is very important if you all want to cure autoimmune cases in your homeopathic clinics, you will have to use this remedy, which is Staph agria. What is there in Staph agria? Great indignation about things done by others or himself, grieving about consequences, continually concerned about future, throws away things, children ill-humored, especially in the morning. There is another symptom which is especially aggravated in morning. I'll come to it very soon. Physical, particular for an adult case, especially in autoimmune cases. The Staph agria patients, we all know they are very sensitive. They have sexual excesses, weak memory, and constantly dwelling on sexual subjects. Ailments from indignation, vexation, or reserved displeasure. Now, this is all there in Staph. We all know from the academic point of view. But clinically, how will it manifest, and what are the problems the practitioners face? This is exactly written in the second and third paragraph by Dr. Nash. What is written? Chamomilla is often used when staph would be the remedy in children. Nux vomica is often used in adults when staph would be the remedy. Phosphoric acid is often used for sexual excesses when staph is the remedy. So we are all making false prescriptions. We are all making judgmental prescriptions, interpretational prescriptions, when actually the remedy should be something simpler and easier, which is staph. Now, there is an interesting thing which you all will be able to find out in clinics. Patients will not be telling you that they have effects of anger, that they are having a bad bout of headache just because of emotional disturbance at home. They have gastric disturbance, pain in the abdomen because of some emotional disturbance. We often give colocynth chamomilla. We should wait for 6 hours, 8 hours. If not better, the next step would be to go deeper, which is staph. Once you know that MacPhos is superficial, then colocynth, and then Staph agria, step by step, after every few hours, if you assess, and if it is not working, just like allopaths change the antibiotics in 2 days or 3 days, we can do that within few hours, and the result is miraculous. My own son had gastric disturbance, severe pain in abdomen, and we found out that it was nothing but a shout by the by my wife, which is for the dates he took, and it was in excess quantity, and he had gastric pain. I gave him colo. In 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, he was not better. The next step I did was to give staph, which is where I also corroborated the mental symptom, that is, she had shouted on him and he cried in loneliness when he went inside, and in the bedroom he kept weeping on it. So that is where we should know when to change which remedy. The faster you move in acutes, the better results you will get in acutes. But you should know when to move and when not to move. That is also another challenge. So that is what Dr. Nash tells us about habitual colic in children who are scrawny, ugly, pot-bellied children, black tender teeth. spongy gums, sensitive, painful. Many times in our clinic, young children will land up and the parents will tell that we have shown 10 doctors, 15 doctors for gastric pains, nothing is happening. That is where you need to think that this is psychosomatic pain. Staph aureus can be one of the remedies. I have a range of psychosomatic troubles in children, which is also another thing that we'll be putting up on our website www.homeosetu.com. You need to watch the already existing videos to stay in conformity with what I'm teaching and what I want you all to imbibe in you and practice genuine, real, good, and classical homeopathy. So, for staff, Dr. Nash tells us that habitual colic in children, we should not miss Staphylococcus. Burning in the urethra when not urinating is one of the key symptoms, also mentioned in all the source books and by Dr. Nash. And backache is worse in the night when the patient goes to lie down in the bed and when he wakes up in the morning. Many HLA-B27 cases, autoimmune problems, systemic lupus arthritis, erythematosus, all these cases will come to you telling that my pains are really worse in the morning before I wake up. Just as soon as I open my eye, the body aches like hell. Syphilinum is one of the remedies which I have often given in such cases. Staph is also one of the cognates I would recommend because it's mentioned in all the source books and you see it mentioned in Dr. Nash's leaders in homeopathic therapeutics. Staph is not only good in all the habitual colic, psychosomatic troubles, but also good remedy in all the skin conditions, whether dry or moist eruptions. There is moisture oozing from the scabs, vesicles, contact of vesicles cause the appearance of eruptions from one spot to another spot. Scratching relieves the itching complaints, but it changes location. This is exactly the manifestation for skin troubles in Staph aureus. And we also see the same thing on the styes of the patients where they say that one stye goes, the second comes. This is what we exactly see in Hepar sulf. Crops of boils recur one after the other, and next to each other. So the manifestation is kind of an extension of Hepar sulf. In Staph aureus it is an extension, but staph is much more deeper and it will also be useful in series of problems existing from a long time. Next, Dr. Nash gives us case of cure of condylomata by Staphylococcus, which is case cured by 200 potency, and he also recommends this medicine for incised wounds after surgical operations. All the patients landing in your clinic after teeth operations or gastric abdominal operations, hysterectomy, knee surgeries or any other fractures, anything, and they have that pain which is remaining for a long time, don't give some other local indicated remedy or pain based remedy. First think of staph, then that remedy. Your job of prescription becomes easier and the patient also goes happier home. That's all from Homeo Setu right now from me, Dr. Alpesh Oza. And if you are new to the channel, if you're new to the profile, there is a website which you can go to check the already released courses. And we are working on a very revolutionary mobile app and software for all the homeopaths, something that is going to change the way you already see things in homeopathy. So stay tuned, and that's all from me right now. And thank you for joining those who have joined.